Only one more member left. Meanwhile, Yuno and Xenon were still fighting. Xenon was clearly the winner. Langris asks Yuno what to do now. Yuno asks him to give him 3 minutes. During this time, Yuno will gather magic to launch a powerful attack capable of penetrating Xenon's bone defenses. Yuno encourages Langris, telling him, "You're the strongest spatial magic user in the kingdom. I'm confident you won't lose easily." Langris smiles and Xenon attacks with scorching bone wires. Langris uses Manazan for the first time in his life, enveloping himself in spatial magic. Xenon is amazed at Langris' strength. This shows that Langris has evolved and his power has increased. Also important is that Xenon couldn't penetrate Manazan. It was crumbling. Yuno smiles and tells Langris, "I'm truly impressed. You managed to do it." Yet Langris still holds on. Xenon told him it's a pity they can't attack. Langris was getting tired. He asked Yuno to hurry up because he wouldn't last long. Xenon increased his strength even more, to prove to them that persistence is useless against brute force. In the end, they managed to breach the Manazan wall. He succeeded in wounding Langris. Xenon literally wanted to force them to acknowledge his strength, and that he was stronger than them. But Langris didn't want to fall in such a shameful way. So he decided to use what little magic he had left to attack. Xenon didn't back down either. He took it as a challenge. In the end, Langris fell before Xenon could even reach me, but he succeeded in buying time as he had asked. Yuno created a new weapon with wind magic. It's the bow, and from Xenon's reaction, you can tell that this weapon is really powerful. Yuno, without wasting time, aimed and fired, and literally in the blink of an eye, the arrow pierced Xenon's body, leaving a hole that would not heal. Yuno declares his victory, and blood comes out of Xenon's mouth, but the smile does not disappear. It does not seem that this battle is over, as his looks confirm that the real fight will begin now. And this is what Xenon made a new contract with his demon. He asked to obtain a demon's heart, and in return, he would sacrifice his entire body to the demon. He told him, "I will give you my body, and even my soul, on one condition, that the kingdom of Spade remains standing and does not collapse." The demon agreed to the offer, and immediately Xenon obtained a new heart, a heart like the ones possessed by the higher demons, which means that Xenon will become more powerful than before, perhaps double, perhaps multiples, and also eliminating him will not be easy at all. A terrifying power emanates from the body that was about to fall. Yuno attacked to make sure, but before he could do anything, he found himself inside the spatial prison. Xenon unleashed his bones. Yuno managed to stop some of them, but did not escape injury. Xenon told Yuno, a few moments ago, "I diverted the arrow's path so it wouldn't hit your friend, and because of that, you didn't hit my heart. If you had sacrificed your friend, you would have killed me." Then he fired his bone wires towards Yuno. Yuno tried to stop them, but the attack was strong, and Yuno fell unconscious. Only Langris remained. He can stand. Xenon decided to eliminate him as well, but at the last moment, Finral arrived and took him away from danger. Langris was surprised. The last thing he expected was for his brother to appear and save him. Xenon remembered Finral from their last encounter when Langris stopped him. Finral asked him, "Why did you come? Do you want to save me again?" Finral replied, "No, this person kidnapped my leader, and I cannot pass by as if I did not see him." Xenon locked them inside the spatial prison to finish them off, just as he did with Yuno. But Finral obtained a new ability, which is teleportation, and he was able to escape and appear behind Xenon. Langris and Finral will fight this monster together. Finral will dodge and Langris will attack. Zenon began to monitor their movements, and at the moment he thought he succeeded in reading their movements, Finral suddenly appeared from the other side, and Langris, without wasting any time, targeted his heart. But unfortunately, normal magic does not have the ability to destroy the hearts of demons. Meanwhile, Yuno began to regain consciousness and found himself inside a room filled with grimoires. This place is similar to the grimoire tower in the Clover. Xeno, with an evil smile, declares his victory. Yuno has never felt so helpless before. He has no choice but to cry, wondering if this is how it will end. At this point, Asta remembers the person who refuses to give up, no matter the situation. This rekindles Yuno's enthusiasm, and he decides to stand up and fight without thinking about the consequences. A new grimoire appears before Yuno. This grimoire bears the mark of the Spade Kingdom. This is Yuno's real book, while the Ruby Nafla book belongs to the spirit of Agyuok in Lake Nats's body. Yuno is shocked because he always believed that air magic was his magic, but now Yuno will awaken his true magic, the magic of the Spade Kings. A powerful aura emanates from Yuno, and everyone around the palace senses it, and they also know that this magic emanates from Yuno. Xeno, inside the palace, watches in amazement. For the first time in his life, someone with 2 grimoires and 2 magic spells stands before him, without being a demon inhabitant. Immediately, Yuno unleashed an attack with his new magic, which Xenon was unable to dodge. His new power was star magic. Xenon still had no explanation for what was happening, and he didn't understand how this boy had obtained the grimoire. He began reviewing the information he had about the royal family, and immediately realized that the person before him was the prince and Yuno was flying in the air, surrounded by 4 stars. Lil was delighted by Yumo's new power, but Yuno told her that he still needed her support. As the power of the stars alone wasn't enough, Yuno formed a vehicle with air magic and removed Langris and Finral from the battlefield so that he could focus all his attention on Xenon. Finral was shocked after seeing Yuno's new magic, while Langris, as usual, didn't know why Yuno was the only lucky one in this world. Then, fight began again. Yuno used his stars to extinguish the flames. Xenon locked Yuno in a spatial prison. Yuno used his stars to defend himself. Xenon locked Yuno in a spatial prison. But thanks to his stars, Yuno can change his location and move between stars. Xenon didn't expect this to happen. Yuno took advantage of this opportunity and launched a direct attack that destroyed part of Xenon's body. Xenon began to feel angry and began to take this fight personally. It was the first time we saw Xenon angry, as he always started off cold. Then he unleashed his bones from everywhere. Yuno could hardly handle it. The fight had entered its final phase. The next round would determine the winner. Xenon continued to attack, and Yuno continued to dodge and escape. When he found the opportunity, he used his stars to attack. Xenon launched long-range attacks with his sword and succeeded in destroying one of Yuno's stars. Yuno could literally no longer keep up with Xenon and tried to attack with his axe, but Xenon shattered his axe and destroyed all the other stars. Yuno displayed divine level, but without his stars, he couldn't escape Xenon's attacks this time and suffered heavy injuries. Xenon literally lost control and prepared to deliver the finishing blow. But suddenly, Yuno disappeared from his sight. Fionis managed to create a new star at the last moment and succeeded in teleporting behind Xenon, and with his holy sword managed to destroy his heart, thus announcing the death of the most dangerous member of the Dark Three. The battle was so intense that the palace started to fall. Nox summoned Bloomadil to see what was going on. He told everyone that Yuno won his fight and Asta was happy with this news. But Nox doesn't know didn't stop, even after the death of the pollution. On the contrary, the ritual is accelerating and the demons are still emerging without stopping. On the other hand, in the Clover Kingdom, Julius felt extremely exhausted and sensed that something dangerous was going to happen. Let's see what happened in the Speed Kingdom. Noct and all the mages are shocked because the gate to the underworld didn't close and the demons are still flowing into the human world. The death of the dark pollution didn't stop the ritual. So it ends. Don't forget to subscribe and like. It means a lot to me.